words can't express properly what you've gone through. But one of the things I'm most proud about you is a friend, is how you turn this family tragedy into a way to help others to do this. And it might be helpful for some of our folks today listening in just to get a sense of how you turn this thing that you couldn't fix into a way to continue to make a difference to others in your life who are dealing with grief and things. Maybe you can just speak to that for a couple minutes.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. I was I you know it took me a while to really understand. Like I said, I was numb for a period of time. I kept on working. I actually ran harder than I had ran before in business, and to the point where it's like, oh my, this is crazy. But I so I really started assessing what I wanted to do in the future, and I also, my own experience of dealing with how people dealt with me, and I say this only in the kindest way possible, is that if I was walking down a hallway at work and somebody saw me coming, there was a pretty good chance they would turn left or right to avoid asking, how you doing? And as crazy as that sounds,
Yeah.
Not one person in the world, and it's not our situation, it's anybody's situation, people just don't know what to say. They just don't know what to say. So I started doing some research, and I thought, well, is this really normal stuff? And so I interviewed 25 families I did my own research project, and I interviewed 25 families that had lost a child. And I had some help in this from an organization, and it was just eerie, the similarities, what people experienced. It's like who their best friends were, and did they remain. Here's a couple of stats that might blow you away and other people. I don't know if I've shared this with anybody, but people that lose a child, 90% of marriages fail. Okay, 90% of marriages fail. 95% of people that lose a child change careers within 18 months.
Wow.
And so all these stats, and then they really start assessing, what's important and all this kind of stuff. So I did this research, and then I thought, well, there has to be a way to help. So I got involved with it started out looking globally. It's like, is there, there's bereaved families of Ontario, where people that lose somebody. And then I got involved in Halton region here where I live. There's an organization that I got involved with, and if I was the only male, there was 700 volunteers in all aspects of volunteering, but in the bereaved families, or bereavement area, people that had lost somebody, I was the only one. I was the only male that volunteered under the age of 65. Okay, of 700 volunteers, I was the only male under the age of 65, and it sort of became an area where it's like, I'm more than happy to talk to people that lose a child, like sort of between the ages of 16 and 23. And unfortunately, there's many things like drug overdose and suicide and all this kind of stuff. And so I just wanted to help, because I'd walked in their shoes,
Right.
and what originally the counselor said was, well, you can relate to these people. And I could, and I'll tell a quick story, Leo, is that I remember going out to see this gentleman who had just lost his 18-year-old daughter, and we were sitting out and he was out in the front when I pulled up of his house. And it'd been a few months, but he just was completely numb and everything like that. And his opening line was me, and he said, I'm just hoping that the next car goes by, takes me with it, so that he could end his life. And that's not uncommon for people to think that when they go through this type of thing.
Yeah.
And, I know that's pretty deep, but it's fascinating. And there isn't any of us that haven't dealt with tragedy and haven't dealt with difficult situations and all this kind of stuff. And thankfully, we have friends, we have family, we have others that are supportive. And, I wanted to give back. I wanted to help people, which sort of led me to if you will, I really think it was an extension of my career before and my career now, where it's like, well, I've always sort of, I don't know if you call, is coaching helping? I think so. is coaching, helping people that have had a loss understand that tomorrow will come, and there
Yeah.
will be there will be an ability for you to move your left foot in front of your right foot, and so on and so forth, and move forward. It's not going away. And it's not going away, the pain, but you will adjust accordingly.